guys, welcome to Audrey's reading area. Shout out to my grandbabies, Korea, Sanad, David the Third, Caden. Love you guys, and I miss you guys. Well, all right. You know I'm going to ask you to click like and share, and then you know I'm going to ask you to go to YouTube. Look for Audrey's reading area and smash that subscribe button. Yes, I am reading books to you guys, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks for being here. Yeah, yes. Well, I have another fun and exciting book that I will be reading to you on this Educational Tuesday. Right? Alexa, what time is Audrey's reading area?
I don't know that one.
Alexa, what time is Audrey's reading area?
Audrey reads in her area live at 8 o'clock p.m.
Live at 8. Live at 8. All right? Yeah, live at 8 p.m. And here it is. So today on this Educational Tuesday, there's a lot of things that's been going on in this world. A lot of things that have to do with the weather, things that we can't control. So I got my hands on this book called Volcanoes and Earthquakes, Sudden Changes. Volcanoes and Earthquakes, Sudden Changes. It's a Millmark educational book, concept links, literacy and language through content book by Glen Phelan or Phelan. By Glen Phelan. Yes. Volcanoes and earthquakes, sudden changes. Isn't that so appropriate for what's going on now, the things that's happening in the world? So I'm going to jump right into this book. I have not read it already, so I'm just going to jump right in. It's an earth science book. So it says, think about language that restates. When you restate, you say an idea in another way. As you read, look for sentences that restate. Set a purpose for reading. Learn how volcanoes and earthquakes change Earth's surface. And there's some vocabulary words in here, like right here: erupt, earth, crust, mantle, core, plate, magma, lava, eruption, volcano, plate boundary, ring of fire, mid-ocean ridge, hotspot, pressure, earthquake, fault, layer, form, section, cause, continent, collide, and crumple. Those are our vocabulary words to this story. So when you get a chance, pause and look up these words, and it'll help you understand the story mo better. Yes, it'll help you understand the story a lot better. Okay, main idea, supporting details. Many of Earth's plates are huge. One plate indicates almost the entire Pacific Ocean floor. Another plate includes most of North America and half of the Atlantic Ocean floor. So they have 3 chapters in this book. I'm going to go through it as quickly as I can so you can know about volcanoes and earthquakes, sudden changes by Glen Phelan. Almost 2,000 years ago, Mount Vesuvius erupted. It destroyed the town of Pompeii, Italy. Wow. Look at the painting below. It shows an artist's idea of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. What do you notice in the painting? What do you notice in this painting? Bodies of people preserved in the mud and ash after the 79 AD explosion. Real live bodies that were preserved in the ashes from that explosion. A look inside Earth. Soil and plants cover most of the crust on the land. The earth is made of layers, in case y'all didn't know. The earth is made of layers. The top layer is the crust. The crust includes all of Earth's land and the ocean floors. The crust is an average of 30 kilometers, about 18 miles, thick under land. It is even thicker under mountains, but this is thin compared to the other layers. And crust, they have the definition, the top layer of the earth. See, the earth is made of three main layers. Under the crust is a thick layer called a mantle. Most of the mantle is solid rock, but near the top is a layer of partly melted rock. This layer bends and flows very slowly. Bends and flows very slowly. Under the mantle is the core. The core. The center part of the earth. The outer core is liquid metal. The inner core is a ball of solid metal. Mantle, the middle layer. Core, the center part of the earth. Key idea, earth is made up of layers. That's the key idea from what we read so far. So we are, I guess this is included in the stories because you have to understand the earth to understand the earthquakes and the volcanoes. So listen up. Listen up with your ears. Can you see my ears? There's my ear. Listen up with your ears. A broken crust. The crust and the very top of the mantle form a solid, rocky shell around Earth. But this shell is not all one piece. It is broken into many sections called plates. Plates, large sections of the earth crust and solid upper parts of the mantle. Explore language, multiple meaning words. A plate is a large section of Earth's crust and the top of the mantle. A plate is also a flat dish that we put our food on and eat off of, right? A plate. So it's telling you that that word plate has multiple meanings. We do have words in the English language that have multiple meanings, and plate is one of them. Earth's plate floats on the partly melted rock in the mantle. A broken crust. I read that. You can read it again. Earth's surface is broken into about 20 plates. Many of Earth's plates are huge. As the map shows, one plate includes almost the entire Pacific Ocean floor. Another plate includes most of North America and half of the Atlantic Ocean floor. Look at that. It's amazing, right? Plates move. Earth's plates move slowly over the partly melted rock in the mantle. The diagrams show 3 ways that plates move. Plates move only very short distance each year, though. But this slow movement can cause some big changes on the Earth's surface. Key idea now, key idea. The crust is broken into sections called plates, which move slowly and change Earth's surface. Some plates spread away from each other. They go that way, that side goes that way. Some plates collide or push against each other. They both go the same way and kind of push against each other. Some plates slide past each other that way, and that side goes that way. Okay? So your turn. It says observe. Look at the picture below. The sand on both sides of the model fault is moving away from the fault. Now answer these questions. Which picture on page 8 is like the picture in the sand fault? Which one? Good job, you guys. Make connections. I just had a nectarine today. Ain't that cool? You can compare Earth's layers to parts of a peach. Oh, that's a peach, sorry. What part of the peach would be the crust? What would be the mantle and the core? You got it. Use the language of science. What are 3 ways plates move? Plates spread apart, collide, and slide past each other. Good job, you guys. You are so smart. Okay, volcanoes change the land. Did you guys know that? Listen up. Listen up. Sometimes two plates that carry continents or large areas of land collide. They collide, crash. The crust bends and crumples where the plates meet. Mountains form over millions of years as the plates slowly push against each other. Push against each other. But what happens if one of the plates carries an ocean floor instead of a continent? Where they meet, the plate carrying an ocean floor sinks below the plate carrying a continent. Whoa. Look at that. Mount Hood is a volcano that formed when a plate carrying an ocean collided with a plate carrying a continent. Look at that. It's so interesting, isn't it? When a plate sinks below another plate, it moves into the hot mantle. That part of the plate becomes magma or melted rock. Sometimes the melted rock rises through the cracks in the crust. If it pours onto the surface, the melted rock is called lava. The lava cools and becomes solid rock again. After many eruptions, lava can build up and make a mountain. A mountain formed in this way is called a volcano. So we have some new words here. Magma, which is a melted rock under Earth's surface. We have lava, melted rock that reaches Earth's surface. And we have volcano, a mountain made from melted rock that comes to Earth's surface and it hardens. Look at all of this. Volcano, magma, plate carrying continent, plate carrying the ocean floor. Look at that. Key idea now. Volcanoes form when melted rock reaches Earth's surface. Look at that. This is so interesting. Where do volcanoes come from now? Have you ever seen a volcano? The map shows where you can find them. Got a lot of volcanoes. Most volcanoes form at plate boundaries. A plate boundary is where two plates meet. Look at that. Look at all the volcanoes at the plate boundaries in the Pacific Ocean. This area has so many volcanoes that scientists call it the Ring of Fire. So all these little brown things you see. Yep. All those little things. All of those. And it goes around and around. The Ring of Fire. Area in the Pacific Ocean where many volcanoes form. Yep. Many volcanoes form on land, but most volcanoes form where you cannot see them on the ocean floor. Most volcanoes form where plates spread apart along the ocean floor. Magma rises between the plates and erupts as lava. The lava pushes the plates apart. The lava hardens into rock and builds an underwater chain of mountains called a mid-range ridge, a mid-ocean ridge. By the way, in 1963, a new island formed in the Atlantic Ocean. The island, Surtsey, formed when an underwater volcano built up enough to rise above the ocean's surface. Wow. Volcano erupts in many places along a mid-ocean ridge. This is so interesting. Hotspot volcanoes. Some volcanoes form over an area called a hotspot, far away from plate boundaries. A hotspot is a place where magma rises from deep within the mantle. As a plate moves over a hotspot, the magma melts through the plate and erupts to form a volcano. As the plate continues to move, the old volcano dies out. A new volcano forms over the hotspot, and that's how the Hawaiian Islands formed. Hawaii. Key idea, most volcanoes form at plate boundaries. Some volcanoes form over hotspots. But hotspot is a place where magma rises from deep within the mantle. Look at that. And that's how it formed Hawaii. Wow, that's so interesting. Your turn. Predict. The drawing shows some of the Hawaiian Islands. Find the hot spot under the big island of Hawaii. Notice how the plate has moved other islands away from the hot spot. Then answer the questions. Why do you think the volcanoes on Maui no longer erupt? Why do you think some of the volcanoes on Hawaii still erupt? And number 3, make a prediction. Tell what could happen if the volcanoes of Hawaii as the plate keeps moving. And look at that. Movement of plate. Magma from the hot spot. Maui. Hawaii. Water. Make connections. Are there any volcanoes where you live? Look at the map on page 12 to find out. Where is the volcano closest to you? Page 12. Well, we're in North America. We are in North America. So where are the ones closest to us? That looks like this is north, south, east, and west. That looks like kind of like California, right? I'm just saying. So, hotspot volcanoes. Some volcanoes form over an area called a hotspot, far away from plate boundaries. A hotspot is a place where magma rises from deep within the mantle. As a plate moves over a hotspot, the magma melts through the plate and erupts to form a volcano, right? So that was just a review because I know I read that to you already. So just check this out. Magma forms a hotspot. Yes. So, earthquakes change the land. Earth's plates do not move smoothly. The rough edges of the rock often get stuck against each other. The plates lock together. Look at that. Oh my. Pressure builds as the plates try to move. Then suddenly the rock breaks free. The rock jerks when it suddenly moves. The sudden movement makes the ground shake. This shaking is called an earthquake. Wow. Did you know that? Wow. Earthquake, a shaking of the ground caused by the sudden movements of rock. An earthquake happens when rock moves suddenly. Look at that. Fault, epicenter, focus. Nice. Look at that. Earthquakes happen along faults. Wow. Earthquakes happen along cracks called faults. The largest faults are where two plates meet. Smaller faults are between large blocks of rock in a plate. Faults, cracks in the Earth's surface. Just reiterating these things in here. Such a good book. An earthquake raised the ground across this track and field. Oh my, imagine this used to be flat. That was a track going around. Look at that. An earthquake did that. Wow, how earthquakes change the land. Hundreds of earthquakes happen every day. Most are so weak that people cannot feel them. But stronger earthquakes can change the shape of the land. The shaking might raise part of the ground or make a crack. The shaking can damage or destroy buildings, bridges, and roads. Key ideas. Earthquakes happen when rock moves suddenly along a fault. Earthquakes change the land. Yes. Your turn. Interpret data. The map below shows where earthquakes happen in the United States between 1975 and 1995. Look at the map with a friend and answer the questions. Where did the most earthquakes happen? So we know this is north, south, east, and west. This is west. So that kind of looks like California, Mexico, California, right? the West Coast. We had some over here, but most of them happened. And if that's what you said, you are right. You are correct. Good job. Make connections. Snap your fingers. Slowly press your thumb against your middle finger, keeping pressed until your fingers snap. Oh, I don't. There you go. How is this like an earthquake? Press it, press it, press it. Snap. Expand vocabulary. The word fault is used in many contexts. Find out the meaning of fault in these sentences. It's hard to find fault in your best friend. Or, I didn't do it, it's not my fault. Right. So write about the meanings of fault in each of these sentences. Good job, you guys. I love this book. Career exploration. What is a geology technician? So think about what you want to be when you grow up, and they are talking about geology technicians. A geology technician helps geologists learn about rocks, volcanoes, and earthquakes. Read the chart. Would you like to be would you? Yes, you. Would you like to be a geology technician? And explain your answer. Look at that. Would I like this career? You might like this career if you like to explore outside, if you like to travel different places. And what would I do? You would run machines that explore volcanoes and measure earthquakes. You would help geologists do experiments and learn more about Earth's plates. How can I prepare for this career? Good question. Learn about the kinds of rocks and land in your area. To be a geology technician, you need to go to college. You would study math, geology, and chemistry. Use language to restate. Words that restate. When you restate, you say something in another way. You can start your restatement with the phrases, in other words, this means that. Example, sometimes the magma erupts, right? And so you can restate it by saying, this means that it comes to Earth's surface. With a friend, look at the captions in the book. Read the captions aloud, then restate them in simpler language. Use, in other words, or this means that. Write a restatement. You learned how volcanoes change the land. Write a short report about this. Tell your reader how volcanoes form. Explain how they can change the land. And restate important ideas to help the reader understand. Words you can use, in other words, or this means that, or another way to say this, or there it is. Science around you. Are you prepared for an earthquake? Are you prepared for an earthquake? Make sure bookcases are connected to walls. Make sure there is a strong table or desk that you can get underneath. Know how to shut off the gas if you smell a leak. Collect emergency supplies at a plastic trash can. Include these things: first aid kit, drinking water, canned and dry food, flashlights and batteries, radio, candles, and matches. Right there. Posters remind people to be prepared if they live in places where earthquakes happen. Look at the poster. Why is it important that bookcases be connected to walls? Because you don't want all those books and stuff to fall on you, right? That's my guess. What's your guess? Good job. Good. Yes. After an earthquake, fires can happen when gas escapes from broken gas lines. Which sentence in the poster helps to stop this damage? Know how to shut off the gas if you smell a leak. Good job, you guys. What else would you add to this poster? What would you add to this poster? So here are some keywords. I will let you pause and read. Pause and read. Core, crust, earthquake, fault, hotspot, lava, magma, volcano, ring of fire, plate, and mantle. Good job, you guys. Oh, volcanoes and earthquakes, sudden change. Some important information. Pause, read, take notes. This is a good book. I love this book. I am so grateful to have this book to be able to read to you today on this Educational Tuesday, especially with all of this stuff going on around us right now. You turn on the news, earthquakes, hurricanes, right? Tornadoes, volcanoes erupting, everything. So I'm glad to have read that to you. So now you have a better understanding of why and what volcanoes and earthquakes are with their sudden changes and the sudden changes that they make. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Mom. Shout out to my mama who's always here listening to me read. Shout out to all of you who share my videos all the time, like my friend Victoria. Thank you so much for doing that. Well, alrighty then. All right. I'll see you again tomorrow live, LIVE at 8. That's live at 8 tomorrow here at Audrey's Reading Area. See you then.